all children deserve, to go to. They have a right to education, they have a right to care, they have a right to love, and all other basic needs. My name is Gertrude Odede, and I'm a parent of an amazing boy, and his name is King. And professionally, I'm a HR practitioner, and currently I'm pursuing psychology as well as children's rights and protection course, which is basically in line with my passion of the discussion that we're going to have today. And I also enjoy culinary arts very much. Recently I also discovered that I love traveling. It just grew into me. And adventure. I first realized that my child had special needs thanks to a friend. Her name is Millicent, and this was when we were celebrating my child's second birthday. And she approached me with a lot of love, care, and concern, and told me, Getty, I see that King has not yet walked. Have you been to the doctors? Have you been told anything about this? Are you concerned, or are you aware that there could be something? So from that conversation, she gave me a referral to her pediatrician, and it had been it then became a series of assessments, a series of checkups, and it eventually led us to a diagnosis when he was 5. So another humbling experience, I would say, because I personally did not think that it would take that long to figure out your child. I mean, you're always there with them. You're always monitoring their growth, development, whether they have their needs fully. But honestly, this was one thing that I had not clicked or even checked into my mind, or I had even imagined. So thanks to that conversation I had with my very good friend Millicent, we took on that journey, and I was very positive. One thing I really thank God for is that I've always been positive about the outcome when it comes to my son, because already we had gone through so much, and I would say we survived the worst. And there is his ball. We saw hiking. Age 5 is when we got the diagnosis from a child psychologist/psychiatrist. And from there, it's just been intervention after intervention, finding the right environment in terms of school, home, and social places as well. And I would say that has been pretty much the long and short of our miraculous journey. One of the biggest challenges is getting a diagnosis for one. This now is in terms of, the assessments. It was not like the easiest part of this, because number one, you're looking for answers. Number two, you're too curious, like, okay, so when is this thing going to happen? When are we going to get the answer so that we get the solution? So I said we noticed when he was 2, and diagnosis came when he was 5. You can imagine 3 years of seeking answers for your child. And it wasn't easy. And my worst form of test was the MRI, because number one, he had to go under anesthesia. He had to fast. He's a baby. He's fussy. He's crying. He's heavy, both physically and also it was heavy emotionally, because you can't imagine your child fasting. They're used to a routine. So I really hated the MRI bits of the assessment. The first school he ever went, the reception, of course, once you clear fees, you're the best parent. But then after they realized that my child had challenges, then that's where the rain started beating us. And unfortunately, they could not support him and that's the feedback they gave us, that we should reconsider taking him to another school because they don't have the facilities to support him in terms of his special needs. Of course, it broke my heart, but I'm really thankful for that experience, because challenges are actually opportunities for us to increase our faith and to also find, to be redirected into, the path that you're actually meant to be going, for us to find, solutions in such situations. One day, actually late December, before January, the first term of the next academic year, I was just online scrolling through my social media, and this school popped up, and Zaridi School. Hey, when I saw the facilities, I was so like, wow, this is amazing. Someone actually took time to come up with such a concept for a school, especially in our area. And I was so impressed. I was like, you know what? In fact, I stopped everything I was doing in the house and drove down to the school. I was so desperate. I was really, really desperate, because I really wanted my son not to miss out. So I quickly drove down to Zaridi School. I met the director. He was actually in the school just trying to figure out and receiving parents. I had missed their open day, so I wasn't even sure if I was going to get an admission. But God was with me. They received me so well, and they admitted me and King to the school, and it was very fast. They didn't even think twice. I told them, this is my child's report from the doctor. He's neurodivergent. You'll realize some of his milestones have not checked in, blah, blah, blah. And they're like, relax, we'll take him. And since that day, God has been so faithful. He's currently in grade 2, still in Zaridi School, and he's been checking in his milestones term after term, year after year, and we are so grateful. So diagnosis, check after numerous assessments. Education, check. Now we are comfortable in a very comfortable school with caring, loving support staff and also teachers. And they have so much intentionality with the children that they actually miss going to school. Yes. Socially, I think this is the elephant in the room, because situations have been very, very hard, and people's perceptions of neurodivergence have been so I'm trying to find the best word for this, but they have been not so nice. Yes, and my child has been judged in so many settings, in playgrounds. Want some water? Okay. So as I was saying, socially it's been a struggle, because it seems like society has not caught up to the unique needs that people may have. And one of the things that I was happy to come across was that not all disabilities are visible. I have struggled to make people understand and accommodate him, especially because he does not show any physical clues that he is unique and different or has special needs. He looks very okay child, very neurotypical, until he engages you. That's when you realize, oh, okay, there's some delay in speech. He looks old enough. How come he's not talking? And that's when some people would actually get those social cues, but it has not been obvious to everyone. And I would say my biggest struggle has been to make other kids understand. And you'll find a very few percentage of kids out there are the ones who are actually aware that there are children who are different from them, and they need kindness. So it's been quite a lot. And even there's a time a parent was almost scolding my child physically, because he playfully snatched away a toy from his daughter. This was in Two Rivers. I hated that experience so much, and I still have not reconciled that experience, because I was just wondering, what if I was not near? What if I was not there? What could have happened to my child? So that's why I'm always like, in the need of protecting him and being around him and just holding his hand a little bit tighter, so that he doesn't meet people who are not as kind, as understanding, as informed maybe as him. So yeah, society has been a very harsh judge in this journey, and my goal has just been to create awareness through him, and in his circles, in schools, in the workplace, wherever we go, on social media, doing the best that I can, even with relatives, just educating them and just making them understand that these things exist, and there's no separate world for people with special needs. So yeah, I would say that those have been my biggest challenges. Every moment I get to spend with my child is a joy moment for me. Believe it or not, even on the hard days, I'll just be like, "Oh, King!" But after a few minutes, we are all happy, cuddling, and we've forgotten that passing moment. And I always find pleasure just being around him, watching his every move, every step. I actually miss him very much when we are apart for those few 8 hours when I have to be away, either for work or for an engagement. So I'm always with him, either it's a weekend or whatever, unless I really have to be away from him, like for other purposes that are beyond me, other reasons that are beyond me. I'm always with my child. I know it sounds crazy, but it's the truth. Some of the lessons that I've learned raising King, and the biggest one has been God is always in control. This child, where we've come from, it's not by my might, by my power. It's all been God, because there's some things I can't even explain that He's able to do. And even in terms of the present help that He sent us, and we've gotten so much support, love, and kindness from family, from friends. And I believe that they were specially assigned by God for King and me. The other lesson I've learned is that as a parent, you're the number one advocate for your child. Don't see your child going through something and just leave it to someone else or society to handle, because you are defeated or you're not incapable. As a parent, you're very capable of doing so much for your child that you just need to unlock that potential within yourself. Forgiveness. People always assume that they can take you through things and go on with their lives, and they just leave you hanging. So I've had to learn the hard way to forgive people, not even for doing something wrong to me, but to my child, either knowingly or unknowingly. Forgiveness is not an easy thing, but as a Christian, it's something that you have to constantly remind yourself. What would Christ do? What does Christ's teachings say about being a Christian, being obedient to His word, and part of it includes forgiveness. So my child may not understand situations around him, but these situations, I've had to forgive them on his behalf. and it carries a lot of weight and baggage, and letting go of things takes time, takes years, takes effort. And with time, I've learned to choose my heart, choose what I want to hold on to and what I want to let go. And letting go is actually part of forgiveness. Just letting go of situations you can't change, letting go of people who are not, supportive, letting go of environments that don't support positive outcomes in your child, systems, like the school experience we had, and letting go of a treatment that never worked, but you are so fixated in it. Letting go. Yeah. So forgiveness and letting go has also been part of the package. King, hi. If you ever get a chance to watch and understand this video, just know that everything I do is with a lot of love. I care for you deeply, I care for you genuinely. I'm very intentional about you, and I will never tire to tell our stories, because you have no idea how many people your journey is encouraging. So as you watch this, you're always going to be my number one, and I love you so much, and I can't wait to see what the future holds for us, the future holds for you, and I will always be there for you for as long as I can and as long as I am here. I love you. Mwah.